So today we're going to learn about a new artist. Well, it's a group of artists. They're called, I'm gonna write it down. They're called the Florida Highwaymen. And even though they're called the Florida Highwaymen, there's actually one woman in the group, okay? Can you guess how many of them there are? Yep. More. 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 Less.
What?
Close. Very close. A little more.
26?
Exactly.
What?
All right, so there's 26 of them, right? If I said that there was one woman, how many men are there? Oops, I put one.
25.
Yep, 25 men. All right, so the woman actually, she had the car in the group of these Florida artists. Actually, I'll put a little video about her on in a second. But here, I'm gonna pass around this article about them. I'll have each one of you read it, okay? So you're each gonna read a section from it, okay? It's not big at all. It's got a little paint on it. Alright, so you could start here, okay? And then if you'll go to the next one. Yes, this one, and then show you the next. You guys can keep going. I'm gonna face the camera this way now, okay? Okay, you can start.
The Florida Highwaymen were African American artists who worked in the orange groves of Florida in the 1950s and 1970s, selling paintings from laboring from low pay in the culture fields.
Alright, I just want to make sure everyone got that, okay? So, right, what is Florida really known for, guys?
Beaches?
Right, the beaches and yeah, they're beautiful landscapes, and they're also known for their oranges, right? So these African American artists were working in these orange fields, right? Like picking the oranges. So they were kind of getting tired of it, right? So they wanted to sell their paintings. So this was around the 1950s and the 70s, okay? And they were getting low pay for working in these citrus fields, you know, picking all the oranges. But Florida is really known for their oranges, right? So if you ever like see Florida, that there's usually a symbol of an orange.
They lived on the eastern coast of Florida from Daytona Beach to Fort Lauderdale and inland to Lake Okeechobee Swamp.
The row was 25 men and 1 woman.
Right? So I just want to make sure again. They lived on the east coast of Florida, right? So the east coast from Daytona Beach to Fort Lauderdale. Has anybody ever been over there?
No.
I've been to Daytona Beach and actually, yeah, I think I've been to Fort Lauderdale. But I used to go to Daytona Beach a lot. If you go to Daytona Beach, you could drive on the beach. It's really nice. So you guys should check that out. Anyway,
Is it far?
no, it's not really that far. But anyway, okay. So yeah, 25 men and 1 woman. Okay, guys. All right. So next you can read this one.
They did not have art training, but they mentored each other. They often used construction materials to make the frames, and they painted in their backyards.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of art training, so they kind of took care of each other and mentored each other, and they constructed their materials and all their frames around their paintings. That takes a lot of work, making frames. Maybe one day in our class we could design frames. That's a lot of money actually, making frames. That's why if you notice my paintings, they don't have frames around it, because it is a lot of money. So they painted in their backyards. Okay. So next. Yep.
At the time, art critics looked down upon their work. Now their paintings are shown in galleries and are treasured for art.
Their technique was to point quickly, often dozens of paintings a day. The paintings sold for 25 to 35 each and were popular with tourists.
So yeah, at the time, art critics looked down upon their work. Now their paintings are shown in galleries and are treasured folk art. So probably around that time, there was probably more racism, so I could see that being a problem. And their technique, they painted very quickly. So they wanted to sell their paintings really fast, so often dozens of their paintings a day. Their paintings sold for $25, $35 each and were popular with the tourists. So back then, that was, probably like decent money. If you sold a lot of them during the day, that's pretty good. Okay? Do you want to read the last two?
Okay. The subject matter was often Florida landscapes with palm trees and the sun and clouds over the ocean. They sold their paintings along the highway from the back of their cars and door to door.
Yeah, so the subject matter was often the Florida landscapes, obviously, right, because they're in Florida, with palm trees, because that's what Florida's landscapes are, in the sun and clouds over the ocean. They sold their paintings along the highway, and they sold them out of their cars and door to door. Remember I was saying the woman out of the artist, she had the car, so they probably used her car, right? So I'm gonna play a short video about her, and what do we have? We have about 10 minutes left, and I'll show you what we're going to do. We're gonna eventually paint a landscape. Oh no, my computer just went off. Okay, and then I also have a book too. In the meantime, I have this book that I bought. It's of all their art that you can look at. So you can take this and check out their artwork and see what they did. In the meantime, while I pull up the video. So I figured too, so this is what I really want to do. I would like to do it in one class, remember, because they paint fast, right? So I wanted to get it done in one class. It's actually, we can, so I wanted to paint the sky, right? Do like a dark blue, light blue, do a blend of colors. And then the ocean. Where do you think the horizon line is in this? Well, yeah. Where do you think the horizon line is? Where? No, it's under. Where do you think it is? No? Well, the sun's rays. Well, where? Yes, the horizon line is right here. You know that.
Yeah.
I think you were just saying the sun, but you really meant the ocean. So the horizon line, then we'll put that in there. If you notice, like here, I just started with the sky, so I just wanted to show you an example of the sky. And then I put the horizon line here, and then next we'll put the ocean in. What did I do with the other example? Oh. So this is someone's here. Then they're gonna put, they're gonna finish this next class, but they got to the ocean. They're gonna put more details in it later. Because with paint, you could always paint over it and make it more detailed. So they're gonna put, obviously, the sun in there, and then they're gonna put palm trees. So, but see how this one, their sky is a little darker, but it doesn't look bad. But you could do that. You could switch it up. This one's a little bit more brighter. They have to make a more defined horizon line. But I chose this just to kind of get you started, because I know a lot of you haven't worked too much with paint. So I wanted you just to get an idea of one example, and then once you get an idea, then you could work more freely, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna put a short video on of the Florida Highway artists, okay? And next week we'll start painting. All right, as soon as we come into the room, I'll have everything set up, and then we'll just go, okay? So this is the woman.
People are painting now, which is a good thing for the state of Florida and for the nation also. Jim Finch, he was going around and he saw some of the art, and it was so many of the black artists back then, because they were really painted during the Jim Crow era, where you would go to the professional buildings and try to sell your art, and they were able to be successful. So he's coined the phrase the Highwaymen that really caught on, and it was like a collective group of black artists. So he really got them on the road, so everybody just, that were painting then started painting it again. And it's great for Black history, for the young people, and for the older people that even lived during that time, because it really depicts old Florida. And things have changed, because it's gotten to be a little bit more concrete, and instead of the backwoods, but their paintings depict what it used to look like, and they're still keeping that alive for future generations to come. This is still old Florida here. This and the sky, you notice Florida skies is constantly changing, and I really love it when it gets the pinks and the blues when they're peeking through. So that's what I try to capture. And in the evening, the sunset is so gorgeous. To be able to capture a sunset, it's like a fleeing bird. It's in sight.
See, that's what I like about the Florida sunsets. That's why I wanted to do like that ombre effect. I feel that was really cool.
And then the next moment is gone. And that's what I tried to do with this one. And I think I like to do the palm trees, where it seems as though the wind is blowing through the trees, because it's like I can hear it just whistling and moving constantly through the trees.